This is WFO Radio.
Wow. Hello, America.
What's going on, everybody? So glad you're here.
That's Jason Logan.
That's Elon Warner.
Elon Warner.
Wait, Elon's there.
Yeah.
This
and we're Life's a Drag.
We are. We're dragging. I'm not dragging today, but man, I got to be honest with you. Thanksgiving kind of, ate my lunch a little bit.
Yeah. It kind of wore me. It was great. I didn't do anything, which was like nothing racing related. I just cooked. It was perfect environment for me. I just made food, and every meal, all we did was plan the next meal.
That's the best. That's the best part about Thanksgiving.
So
I love it. Yeah, we went to, by the way, share, do everything you need to do. Tell everybody we're on. Henry, thanks for being there already. First, Henry
comment. Gets the gold star for being first on. Way to go, Henry.
He was there last night. He said, "Yo, they're back up there when I posted this." But buy your merch. Apparently, it's on sale.
Yes.
There's the link right there.
It's
Monica's
a perfect holiday gift.
It really is. Everybody should get one of these underneath the tree. A shirt, a hat, a sweatshirt. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But there we go. Hi guys, what's going on? AHR Gal 007.
It was great.
Son
Nick was drinking coffee all Thanksgiving out of the Life's a Drag mug.
That's what we're talking about. We got all kinds of merch, but yeah, Thanksgiving I went to my son's house. His apartment.
How did that work out?
That was they did a good job, and I don't really throw people under the bus, but I ate whatever was put in front of me.
Yeah.
But as I'm watching my son's girlfriend carve the turkey with their new electric slicer,
yep,
I'm noticing the inside of the bird was a little pink.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, I'll just be eating the top part of that piece of the breast.
Just be on the crust. Can I get a leg?
Everything else was good. It was, it's the sweet and savory aspect of everything, the side dishes. But I had a feeling that the turkey was not going to be up to par. So, of course, on Thanksgiving, I made my own and left it at the house so we could have leftovers there. The turkey I made was, of course, fantastic and perfect. And but then my 27-year-old came home for Thanksgiving, and I could not wait to get home from the boathouse to eat a turkey sandwich with stuffing, green bean, everything, gravy on there. I come home and I go, "Where's the turkey?" My kid ate though. I'm like, "Yo, man, I get you're a starving artist, but you can't eat all the turkey. You've lived in this house for at least 20 years. You know the rules." He goes, "Oh man, sorry, I didn't realize."
I didn't realize. Yeah,
it's like,
that's not good.
We
did lasagna.
Oh, that's right,
and it was spectacular. I love to cook. I love to overcook. You'll never starve at my house. But when I got finished making the lasagna, because I bought like the aluminum pan. Because my casserole dishes aren't tall enough, because I wanted to do like 7 layers of ricotta cheese. When I picked it up, I probably really should have lifted more with my legs.
Yes.
Because it was like, I passed it around. Like it could have been arm day. We could have just sat there and just, but yeah,
it's nothing better. We make a nice lasagna around here, and then we make a nice eggplant parmesan too. That's way too heavy. Oh, it's so good though. The eggplant gets nice and perfect. My wife does good with that. Look at all these people. Jeff, we're talking Thanksgiving. We're talking about food right now, and you want to know about JFR.
We promise we'll get into JFR, but to answer your question, I believe it's going to be 3 funny cars, 1 Top Fuel Dragster.
Yeah, there you go.
So it'll be Josh Hart in the Top Fuel Dragster, Jack Beckman in a funny car, Alexis DeJoria just announced in a funny car, and then a funny car driver to be named later.
Yeah, which could it be as early as PRI, or they could take their sweet time and drag it out. Who knows?
Right. What's the big rush?
Right. We got till March.
So Thanksgiving, it was funny that my in-laws were here when I did the show last week, and they kind of heard the show through the door, and then they just were like, this is like a real thing. So we appreciate everybody for listening. and letting me cook and listen to all our nonsense. But they were like, sounded like you had a lot of people on the show, and that was great. I want to thank everybody for jumping on last week, because to this week it's just me and Jason.
Yeah, we gave you a smorgasbord of NHRA royalty. I thought that was a really good show. We may have to do that again, maybe like a happy hour or something, like Joe,
something like that.
Day.
But so get through Thanksgiving. Shockingly, we didn't go see any movies. I really wanted to go see a movie, but just didn't work out. And then look at Courtney Enders popping up.
Hi, Courtney. We're going to talk about you here in a few minutes.
Over the weekend, got away to Pittsburgh to see, to see the Steelers live in Pittsburgh. I was hoping for a snow game, but it was just cold.
But yeah, I saw pictures of you guys all bundled up. There was Kelly Crandall. There was the Rookie of the Year, that guy, Spencer Hyde. Courtney Enders, soon to be Hyde, and yourself.
And then Chris Kelly's husband.
Yes, Crandall
was really he's a lot of fun. He's a Panthers fan, so he was. I think Kelly bought him a Steelers T-shirt, but he was still wearing a Carolina Panthers stocking cap.
Nice, good for him. Way to support.
Spencer Hyde found this Buffalo Bills like hockey sweater looking deal, so he was repping the Bills because that's his team.
Sure.
And the funnest part of the game was after the game, Bills obviously won, and as we're leaving, all the random fans congratulating Spencer. Like high-fiving Spencer, giving him shit. And there were other Bills fans around us that were totally ignored, but they just, tens and tens of people focused in on Spencer Hyde and were like, way to go, man. It's a great game. High five and go Bills. And Courtney and I were cracking up because we were like, what? Is this guy the mayor of Billstown? What is happening?
Yeah, they knew.
I know he's a people person, but god dang.
Yeah. He should be an Argonauts fan. I wonder if he's a Toronto Argonauts fan in the CFL.
Oh, I bet he is. But yeah, so the game was great. We kind of they have a whole scene beforehand they have live music, and we're just eating and drinking. There was some drinking. Then the Pittsburgh Pro Shop was, Courtney did. Courtney did get just body checked by a guy, and I thought for a second, like she turned and the fists balled up, and I was like, oh, it's about to be on. But then cooler heads prevailed.
See, what kills me is that you and Courtney, both from Texas.
Yes.
You during the Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett era, Courtney during the Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith era, both great eras for the Cowboys, but you guys are Steelers fans.
Yes. And we were repping it hard.
How does that
I had
work?
like 5 different Steelers items on. I was multi-layered in Steelers gear.
But how do you get to be Steelers fans being in Texas? That's what
I don't know. I don't know Courtney's backstory, but all my mom's family's from Western Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Like the Erie area. So every summer when I was growing up, I would go and spend the summers up there, and like they were always all Penn State, all Steelers, all Pirates, all Penguins.
Gotcha. Mom is from Pittsburgh.
Her mom's from Pittsburgh, so she's good people.
Okay, good. All right, that makes things a lot easier because I get people in the car and I talk to them and they're like, oh, a lot of Bills Mafia fans down here. It's way too cold in Buffalo, and they like, oh, who do you like? And I go, I'm a Buccaneer fan. And they're like, why would you like the Bucs? I go, because number one, it's the closest team to me.
Right.
Number two, they sucked forever. And I was like, one day, the creamsicle is going to win something.
And they did. All they needed to do was change their look.
That's it. Change the look.
I love the Buccaneer old school guy with the knife in his mouth.
Yes.
That was great.
2 creamsicles.
So the game was great. Travel, not a problem.
Good.
Even over the Thanksgiving holiday, Dallas had all kinds of big issues. They're doing news stories about how terrible DFW Airport is. No problems. It was great. Got my upgrade on the way to Pittsburgh and then promptly slept through the whole thing.
Yes.
But what are you going to do?
Right.
So it was a great way to cap off Thanksgiving weekend and then roll right into the kind of the week before PRI. So
yeah. Yeah, my Thanksgiving week was good, barring the pink turkey. But I've got 4 boys. One was here. The other 3, the one I went to their house, and then one of the old ones came in from Baton Rouge, but I was missing my little one. He's 14.
He's globetrotting.
Yeah, he was globetrotting. This kid's in Europe playing soccer for Orlando City Academy, and I can't wait to see what my cell phone bill is, because I kept getting these your day pass for $12 has been approved. I'm like, wait a second, this kid was gone for 10 days. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. So, but yeah, his team went over. And they went and they played an outdoor tournament and an indoor tournament in Germany. The outdoor tournament was in Stuttgart. They ended up winning that tournament against a big club from Brazil, Sao Paulo. And then they took a train 2 hours north, and they played an indoor tournament, and they were playing teams like Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, Sao Paulo again, Manchester United, Chelsea. They were playing against the big clubs in Europe, and they came in second place. They lost in the finals 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund. And some of the videos of that, I saw some highlights that I'm like, the goalkeeper hit one off the crossbar, or they easily could have won the game. I'm like, oh my God, these kids were playing great. Nobody, all of the people organizing it, they didn't think any of these kids were going to be. There was another team from Dallas that was there, but they were like, yeah, the Americans aren't going to do well in this. And there's our guys coming in second place, 2-1 loss.
When they go outdoor to indoor, I'm assuming it's a pretty big field.
Yes.
When they go indoor, is it a smaller field or
totally smaller field? Yeah, it's a way small. I mean, it gets shrunken down. So an outdoor field is like a football field,
right?
A little bigger,
massive.
Yeah, and then they play 11v11. So then on indoor they play 5v5. So it gives it a little more space, and it's a totally different game. And like my kids' team lost the first game that I had to sit up till 2:30 in the morning to watch because of the time difference. But they lost that game like 4-1 against I forget who it was, but I was like, don't worry, these kids will figure it out. They're smart, and sure enough, they did. They didn't lose another game until the finals. So, but it was good. But he comes home and he's all beat up and tired, international legs, and all I'm worried about is making sure he gets the points for the flights,
right?
Because I'm like, you need to bank some points, boy. But yeah, no, it was good. An amazing experience that my kid at 14 years old gets to go and play internationally. And the club sent out a post. They were like, "Oh yeah, first international win for any of our teams, including our top team, the men's team, first international trophy." So hopefully, there's big things to go for these kids.
So we come back, globetrotting, Thanksgiving, and then. Now, silly season continues to roll on.
Yep. All kinds of news. We told you there's going to be more news, and there's still going to be more news.
And so we get Alexis DeJoria to JFR.
Which might have been, for people on the inside, not even on the inside, that pay attention to drag racing, might have been fait accompli. You kind of knew that was kind of coming, but you don't always know.
You don't always know. And that's kind of a cool deal. So, she'll be the first female racing for JFR that's not a force.
Right. That's crazy.
And she's going to have a good car. I mean, that's going to be a good deal. That's going to be a crazy lineup over there too.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking about this the other day, John Force, legend, his organization, legendary, winning all those championships and everything like that. And then I was thinking about, the Patriots. The Patriots are doing so well and doing, I'm like 11-2. Are you kidding me? Who expected that? But it's like, hey, I'm going to go play for the Patriots, but you're not playing for the John Force Patriots. You're playing for the, or the Bill Belichick Patriots. Yeah. You're playing for the Vrabel Patriots. And I know John Force is still involved, and I know the family's still taking care of it, but how prestigious do you think the racing for John Force is going to be with no forces racing? I mean, it's still there, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be incredibly prestigious as long as John Force is still around.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I think when John Force takes a well-deserved retirement, true retirement, But I don't foresee that happening. I think they're still going to be a quality team. It's going to be like the Yankees. You know, the
Right.
Steinbrenners aren't super involved in the Yankees, but they're still the Yankees. You know, the
Yeah.
Red Sox are still the Reds. I mean, they'll always be, you know, as long as they're around. I mean, Don Schumacher Racing kind of just went away.
Yeah, they started
they
owning
just
their own
kind of
thing.
fragmented, and they still sell parts, but there's not a Don Schumacher Racing thing. I think as long as there's a John Force Racing thing, it'll still be very prestigious. You'll still be one of, you know, 24 world championships. And if you start adding Top Fuel championships and more funny car, you know, that would be a crazy list to be on. I mean, Josh Hart is only the second, or actually he's the third driver ever to race a Top Fuel dragster for John Force Racing.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, you know, as a kid, you know, growing up, I'm sure Alexis was be like, oh man, John Force, that'd be cool to drive for him, or you know, Don Schumacher or Connie Coletta, you know, which she drove for Connie. But it's yeah, you just like, God, I would love to, you know, hit cleanup for the Yankees, you know, that as a little kid, bottom of the ninth, that whole thing.
Right. And I think that's going to be the cool thing to see is how this all comes together, and whoever gets into that third funny car. And I think basically Cornwell is going to have a funny car, you know, so whoever gets into that car, that's going to be the one that's, I think, the trickiest is, you know, you're not going to feel, I don't know who's going to be the crew chief for that car. You know, who's going to be driving it. They're going to have a whole new crew. So that'll just, you know, I bet by the time we get out of PRI, a lot of that stuff will be sorted out.
Yeah. So Alexis is bringing her whole organization over to JFR. Okay, good.
And so that basically, I don't know. She was with JCM. So she and Ida were kind of with the JCM guys.
Right.
But then recently, I don't know if you saw, Ron Capps did some posts thanking Joe Maynard for all of his support. And so I think there's some kind of now JCM relationship with Ron Capps and particularly Maddie Gordon. So I don't know if some of that Ida Zetterstrom crew or what, you know, I mean, they got Rob Flynn tuning the car, but just seeing those posts with Joe Maynard and Ron Capps kind of piqued my interest a little bit.
Yeah. Keith, what's up, Keith? A forced daughter will come back. Was that a declarative sentence you made there?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I don't know anything about, I mean, that would be Ashley, you know, you have three options there. Ashley is living her life as a hockey mom, and I think she's taken on more of a management role at John Force Racing, and she's doing all the production and all that stuff. You know, Courtney just had another baby. No, she's got three daughters that are, you know, under 6, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, and like you said, with Ashley, it's hockey mom. As these kids get older, they've got to be 1,000 different places, and now you find a focus on them because you got to raise these kids.
And sure, you kind of get to the point where, okay, her kids are older and they're going to have their own lives. So now you can get back in the race car. But really, Ashley is totally happy just not racing. Now, do I think she would, you know, if there was a way for her to hop into a car occasionally, I think she would dig that. And, you know, if any of them were going to come back, I would say it could be Courtney. But I don't see how the mechanisms of that could work. I mean,
I don't either. Somebody's laundry's done, by the way.
Yeah, that's my dryer.
I love it.
That's behind the scenes. It's Wednesday's laundry day. You know, so, but, you know, speaking of kind of satellite Force daughters, a shout out to Autumn Height, who just got engaged.
I saw that.
So, I mean, that's very exciting. And then I saw a great post. Robert Height's wife changed her profile picture on Facebook, and very happy picture of her with Robert. Robert looks great.
Good.
And then I went down a little rabbit hole on Robert Height with his Shotgun Works company and his shotgun business. You know, he's a trap shooter before a drag racer.
Right.
He's doing gangbusters in the shotgun world.
Good for him.
So he's like, I don't know what all he's, but he's like making shotguns for people, and people are sending him their barrels, and he's, I don't know.
I always like Robert Height. He was always quiet, and he'd look at me, and he would always watch the idiotic things I did along track, and he would laugh. And I'm like, okay, as long as you're laughing. Connie Kalita did the same thing. He'll just sit in that golf cart and like, look at this idiot. Connie Kalita.
So Robert's doing good. I'm sure they're excited that Autumn's getting married. That's going to be very exciting. Her, I've met her now fiance a couple times. Really good dude. So, I mean, she's racing, in sportsman ranks. So I don't know that she ever has any aspirations to take it to the next level, but
why not?
Knowing how John Force historically has operated with, if you're one of his family members and you give him an inclination of, hey, I want to pursue this, he just, oh, okay. Because I don't remember if it was Brittany or Courtney mentioned they were interested in fashion, like in high school. And this may have been like a Driving Force episode. But like he was, oh, you're interested in fashion? He built like a whole fashion suite at the shop for like dressmaking or whatever. And, Ashley was like, oh, I'm interested in film and communications. Bam. Full studio at JFR shop. Oh, I'm interested in it, So yeah, be careful if you're a Force kid and you mention, I want to do this. John will manifest it for you.
Well, and that's kind of good for the drivers that are coming into race for him. Like, hey, listen, maybe this isn't, I don't know about this guy. What if we did this on my last team or in the last car I had this? And so that the support there like that, I mean, just for his kids, I mean, he's got sponsors he got to take care of. Yeah. He's definitely going to fork out whatever needs to happen, going to happen. Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting times over at JFR. It'll be great. I know they've got a bunch of stuff planned for Friday at, okay.
There we go.
Now Keith Kaufman's really taking it. That would be insanity.
Yeah, right.
I'm here for it. And that would be great for Mike Neff to tune a Lexus. And then, I mean, I think Dell did that one year where like he was tuning Alexis's car and then driving his own car at Pomona.
Yeah.
And that did not turn out well. That's just that's a terrible idea.
I know.
That just never.
That's great. All right, well, let's pay some bills and let's talk. And when we come back, we'll talk about PRI and all the fun that's going to happen there. All right, here we go.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Welcome back, everybody.
And we're back.
Yes, sir. And Keith Kaufman, listen, Keith, we will reply to all your stuff, my man.
Yeah,
not a problem.
We're here for it. That's what the off season is for, is to just talk about crazy stuff.
And speculate.
And speculate and stir the pot. And
by the way, all right, so let's talk about this. I think we talked about this a little bit. Who is the best fit in that Cornwell Tools car?
I have a vested interest in this pick, so I'll tell you, I'm not being very objective. I would love to see Chris King in it.
Okay.
He's a fireman. I think that fits very well with Cornwell Tools. His background is very similar to Force's. He's a great team player. He's been out here just hard scrabble trying to make it work. They obviously have the Cornwell money, but he's got some other sponsorship deals he could bring to the table. But I mean, I don't know if they're looking for a younger guy or they're looking for a female. If they're,
right. Look at this guy. What about Lyle Barnett, drag racing?
Yeah, I mean, the pro mod guy. I mean, I think Stevie Fast Jackson, Lyle Barnett. You bring him from another class. Spencer Hyde said at Jim Head Racing. That would be. He's got a great deal over there. I think he's going to be doing great things.
Jordan Vandergriff.
I think that's Jordan Vandergriff probably, since he's already been inside the program a little bit, probably has the inside track. But again, I don't know if he's more of a dragster guy trying to get him back into a funny car, which is tricky. Last night, Will Smith's name came up.
I love Will Smith, by the way.
I mean, Will Smith is he's a good dude. And it really, you just don't know what JFR is looking for.
Right. That's the real thing. What about this comment? Has Johnny Lindbergh proved himself enough to be a JFR crew chief?
Oh, 100%.
I think so too. Definitely.
Honestly, Johnny Lindbergh's proven himself enough to be a driver of that funny car.
Right. Definitely.
I mean, sadly, his funny car career ended when John Force crashed into him in Phoenix.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be a nice little payback.
Right.
Hey, really sorry, but he's killing it. Buddy Hull would be another great guy. Buddy's got a lot going on with Jim Dunn Racing and talking funny cars with Buddy Hull and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know, that's.
Yeah, Buddy's got a lot of heat for him. I mean, he's got a lot of eyes on him. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
And even outside of the car, which helps in getting sponsorship and all that fun stuff.
And I mean, obviously the guy owns a general contracting company.
Yeah.
I'm sure he uses a lot of tools, but that's what I would love to, when this is all kind of figured out and they put somebody in the car and they build that team. I would love to hear how they decided. I mean, it's just not, I feel like it's not public.
Right.
Like, you find these college football coaches, like we were talking about this before the show.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Bring guys in for interviews, or NFL head coaches. You bring guys in for interviews. Why are we not hearing what, why are they not either flying guys in? Like, to me, they should just be doing interviews at PRI.
Yeah.
You got your Cornwell guys there. You got your JFR guys there. Bring in the 4 or 5 drivers and let me hear from you. What do you going to bring to the table?
Yeah, this is turning into like the college football playoffs right here. The committee's trying to figure out who's going to be the 4 bye seeds, the number 1 seeds, and then who's going to play where first. And then, this is I kind of like it.
I'm fascinated by it, and
I'm here for it all day long.
I would love to know how much John gets to say about it, how much Cornwell gets to say about it, how much. I mean, they don't have a crew chief, so it's not like the crew chief has a say in it, unless you're kind of getting a package deal or, how it's all working out. But to me, that's the most intriguing aspect of it. But the thing you have to separate in your head is it's the Cornwell sponsored funny car. It is not the Cornwell funny car you've seen the last 2 years.
Correct.
It's, if you're expecting, it's not like the Josh Hart situation. Josh is getting into a championship contending top fuel dragster.
Right.
He's going to come out and start running 340 miles per hour from the jump, and he's excited about it.
Whatever he wants.
This person isn't getting in that same situation.
No.
So that's going to be the interesting thing to see, is how that all comes together.
This whole little thing is turning into a saga and a drama, and I like it. I'm very happy that we have something that, it's a foregone conclusion. Everybody already knows Matty Gordon's going to Ron Capps. Okay, great.
Right.
This is turning into, because there's so many people that they could pick to be in that car.
Yeah.
That would be just as good as the other guy. Why'd you pick that? Well, okay, I can kind of see that. You're like, it's not like like a guy coming out of nowhere. We're not getting Cletus McFarland to come and drive that car, like,
but the thing that's crazy is there could be someone that comes out because we don't know, like someone at Cornwell, like could know a guy that wants to race funny cars, and is it out of the realm possibility that Cornwell says, we have this guy from this other thing.
Right.
We want him in our car.
Yeah. And not that I would care if Cletus McFarland did it. I think that'd be kind of fun too to watch that. But this is going to get good, and it's probably all going to get sorted out, like you said, at PRI. So let's talk PRI.
Yes. So
it's next week. It's not this weekend, but it's next weekend, right? It
starts next Wednesday.
Okay.
So they do a WINMA event, Women in Motorsports, like Tuesday and Wednesday, which is really cool. It's just like this 2-day massive, all hands on deck for females that are racing, promoting, sponsor. It's a really cool deal. And then we roll into PRI with the shows and the displays. And I love PRI so much better than SEMA.
Yeah. Okay.
It is like kind of the end of school trip.
Gotcha.
Because you're kind of seeing people for the last time before the season ends. It's like, lots of displays. It's not as big as SEMA, so it's easier to get around to everybody.
Yeah.
But it is a who's who. All the crew chiefs will be there. All the drivers will be there. PR people, marketing people. NHRA have their big stage. They'll be, interviewing drivers, and a ton of business gets done. So,
yeah, I've never been to PRI because I'm always working because it's
right.
Disney and everything like that. But I really want to go. I think next year we should try and do our podcast straight.
It is a lot of. I mean, it just there's just the vibe there, and it's really bounced back to me to be the premier show or trade show for our sport.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a little bit more drag racing centric because SEMA's everything.
Yeah.
But PRI feels like it's more drag racing centric. There'll be drivers on stage. There'll be sponsor announcements. I mean, and that's the thing is, I think probably the biggest announcements coming out of it could be maybe the JFR fourth driver, could be crew chief announcements.
Sure.
But right now it could be some new teams. I mean, Spencer Massey just bought the Lagana operation. So is he going to have announcements about what he's doing?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I want to know what's going on with Krista Baldwin too. I need to get her out there. I need her out there.
Yeah,
she
need
was so
Krista
much fun
there
at the banquet.
I know Julie Natas is going to be bouncing around. With the Salinas, is Jasmine Salinas going to have something going on? Travis Shoemake, is he going to have something going on? I mean, there's.
By the way, the last three people you just said, I've dubbed as the NHRA Brat Pack.
Yeah,
Julie Datis, Jasmine Salinas, and Travis Shoemake. They are they're running around America, going to all these things, and I'm like, is this the NHRA Brat Pack right here? Yeah. They're awesome. I think they're so much fun,
and they're doing things like Travis went to Laguna Seca. I mean, he's going places trying to find new sponsors.
Yeah,
trying to find new things. I know Joe Morrison's going to be there. Joe's got some really cool things going on with Right to Breathe.
Yep.
And really growing that program.
Wasn't he just in DC, like in front of Congress or something?
Yeah, he was just in DC talking to representatives about COPD and asthma. I mean, he and I talked. I mean, he's doing some things behind the scenes that are way bigger than drag racing.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a guy that is going to be like one of these guys that's an overnight success because he's talking to big pharma companies, and Right to Breathe is a trendsetter in that space. Like their program and how they're reaching out to people and how they're educating people. Other nonprofits are seeing that and starting to talk about it. So, and he's made great inroads and he's got a great program. And that's the kind of deal, you get these big pharmaceutical companies, they have like a $15 million, $20 million advertising budget.
That's crazy.
Like peeling off $3 to $5 million for a national drag racing or national initiative involving drag racing. Like they may not even care what it's a car going down the track. They just want to reach the tens of thousands of NHRA fans.
Right.
That could potentially benefit from their medicines.
Yeah, and definitely when they're because he comes out to Reading all the time, and we put him on the Nitro Alley stage, and his message is great, and what they do there is really, really cool. And I mean, you can check your breathing right there at the track when they're out there. So check and see if Nitro Joe is out there.
That's truly like people have had their lives improved. I don't want to say not saving lives, but I mean, I think people, and the cool thing is it's a tribute to his dad, who was suffering from COPD, loved drag racing. So Joe has kind of built this whole program to honor his dad and just really help make people's lives better, to better understand your lung health.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
And also to John Force Rocks 1, I do think it's funny that, obviously Nitro, big chemical, we're burning it like nobody's business. But our stars that have been around it, like totally unexposed, Garlitz, Muldowney, Prudhomme, Bernstein, Ed Escuderian, are still like alive. And Ed Escuderian's like 105 years old.
So you're putting it on Nitro? You're saying Nitro's the fountain of youth? I got you.
I'm saying in moderation, a little hit of Nitro might be a good thing. It's kind of like St. Elmo's horseradish sauce.
There you go. So speaking of St. Elmo's, where will you have a St. Elmo's dinner for PRI?
I'm hopeful to get one St. Elmo's dinner in.
Okay.
And that's just I did not do a very good job. Last year I actually made a reservation way in advance, and this year I forgot. So I may just try to slide into the bar.
There you go.
And
where
or
is
go
the
to Harry
spot?
Nizzi's.
Yeah, Harry Nizzi's is always
I like the vibe of St. Elmo's, but basically Harry Nizzi's is the same thing.
Same thing. They've got a couple different things on the menu, but yeah, Harry Nizzi's is the exact same thing.
But I do St. Elmo's is the site that Jason, I did crush a porterhouse there many years ago.
I love it.
And it was delicious. And I did all the sides, and then I think I ate half of Billy Meyer's steak too.
I love
it. It was a meat extravaganza.
I love it. What so you're telling us St. Elmo's is the hot spot?
Yes.
That's where you're going to see all your favorite drivers.
Yes. And the JP Marriott or JW Marriott right there by the convention center, that is the bar of choice for be seen. Lots of meetings in that lobby.
Okay.
So
yeah, we usually stay at the Hyatt for Indy, and that bar, because it's Labor Day, we're the only people in there. There's no one else there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, this bar is like crazy during PRI. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where I'm staying there, but it'll be close to somewhere downtown. So, but it's great. PRI, unlike SEMA, it's just not as snooty.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah.
And it is, the thing is, you just never know what the weather's going to do in Indy. I haven't even looked at what the weather's like. I've been there when it's been snowing, and I've been there when it's been kind of temperate, but it'll be a good time.
Well, I know Joe's doing stuff out of the Total Seal booth, doing interviews and stuff. I mean, yeah, if you're like a fan of drag racing or anything, you should definitely, and you're in the area, you should definitely go to PRI, because you will get all the information way before everybody.
And they give away a ton of stuff too. That's the great thing about these trade shows is you can just, I basically I'll get my 2026 pin supply at PRI.
Nice. Yeah, here's my thing. I used to do trade shows for a company I used to work for, and you bring out tchotchkes just to get people in the booth, right? I love the people that don't even have any affiliation to anything drag racing, performance parts, or anything like that, and they walk around with a little stroller behind them, and they just walk by and they just take handfuls of whatever.
No shame in their game.
And I really want to tackle some of those people. Why don't you just come up and say hi? How's it going? You having a great day? Yeah, I'm not anything. Can I have one of those Hershey Kisses, please? Or can I have a bottle opener, please? Yeah.
Decals. Can I get,
Keith, is it open to the public? You can buy a ticket, right?
I think Saturday is the day that's open.
Okay.
So, but it's not, if you go to the PRI show, I think it's pretty, if you have even a passing alliance to motorsports, right, I think you can get I think it's $40 to join PRI, and then you get a pass for the deal. You know,
there you go.
You might have to wait in line to get your credential, but
yeah. Patrick says it's going to be a frigid forecast.
Okay, well, luckily it's indoors, and that's the other thing, because they even have stuff in the stadium. Like they have a trailer stuff, so you can walk from the convention center indoors into the Lucas Oil Stadium. So, and I'm hopeful that there will be a lot of NHRA announcements.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
some
definitely
75th anniversary stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm supposed to have a conversation with our fearless leader, trying to figure out what we're doing for the 75th, because I'm kind of kept out of the loop, and especially in Pomona, I was kept out of the loop on a lot of stuff, and I was like, yo, we got to open the lines of communication here a little more, because I need to know, just so I'm prepared.
Right.
But yeah, so there, yeah, 75th is going to be a good year. I mean,
because they're. And I don't know how much, you know, they did a deal. There's going to be a book about 75 years of NHRA. They're going to announce. They've expanded. Like for the 50 year, they had the 50 greatest drivers. So now they added another 25 guys from the last 25 years. So now you have your 75th list. And I'm curious to see. Luckily, I was asked to kind of contribute to that a little bit.
Nice.
So I'm curious to see how dead on my selections were. But yeah, so it will be an interesting week in PRI to just see what all transpires.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Stay close to social media, because like the Alexis thing popped real quick.
Yeah.
And like Joe, Joe made a very good point yesterday at the end of his show that, in the world of social media and just this world, you can't keep a secret on anything. As soon as you start dating somebody out there, or you looked at them way too long, you're like, oh, they're dating, and everybody in the whole
people are talking.
Everybody knows. And when the big news like this comes out, you can't keep it for a long time. And and Joe is making the point, like, listen, it's their story to tell. Let them tell it. Everybody hold on, but people can't wait, because
they can't.
It's the gotcha. We got to go.
It's impossible to do that, and that's why it's like. Trying to coordinate announcements is a lot of fun. But also it's just a huge pain, because you're just like trying to cover all your bases. But the more you do that, you have to tell more people and like, hey, please don't tell anybody.
Right.
And just stuff happens.
Yeah. The day we break a story, I will be shocked, because Elon knows way more than I do, and I know a lot, and we don't want to ruin sources and things like that. So,
and I have to catch myself sometimes, because you're talking about stuff, and then you kind of know stuff, but then you're like, oh, yeah, and you have to go, hang on, wait a second. I've seen like 4 drafts of this release.
Right.
Has it been sent out yet? It's not really my thing, but I don't know,
Right. Yeah, and that's when it becomes a whole thing. Like, I don't know if we should say this, but at the Cocoa Palms in Pomona, the week before.
We were talking about some of those announcements.
Yeah.
Like on the Thursday. And we were like, hey, this is what we're hearing. And we're hearing it from very reliable people. And we're just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
If that becomes true, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because when you're like, oh, we knew that one a while ago.
Yeah.
So it's
but there's so many other ones. Like for every one of those, there's 5 that were totally wrong. That if you just said, you'd be like, you're a total jack off.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that?
Yeah. Oh, Keith Kaufman. I knew about Alexis from an insider weeks ago. Of course, that's what happens. People listen. I'll never forget. And I'm a huge West Wing fan. Just like I watch it. If there's nothing on TV, I will watch it on HBO Max. I own all the DVDs. I love it. There's a scene where Toby. Somebody leaked a story, and it was one of Toby's communication guys. Yeah. And Toby is the grumpy guy, and he's going to rip people's heads off. You break stories like that, and he's like, "Listen, it's good to be in the know. You got the skinny. You know something that the other guy doesn't know." He goes, "But we talk with one voice here." He goes, "I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm not going to take anybody's heads off. But just remember, you guys all represent me and the president. So, keep it to yourselves. Yeah, keep it to yourselves for a second. We'll let you know when you can tell people." But yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. But we're not.
But it's also funny that one of my favorite John Force stories is when Brittany was just starting her Top Fuel, like before the Top Fuel career happened. we had a dragster like in a whole separate part of the shop, and we're kind of building this top fuel. And Force is like, we're kind of talking about it, and Brittany's probably going to go top fuel racing, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Super secret. Like there were guys that were like, we're not allowed to go in the shop. And at the Fall Nationals, Dave Dinsmore and I are walking behind the tower, and Force is on the Auto Club stage. And like the day before, we were on the phone about, don't say anything about this. We're going to make this big announcement, blah, blah, blah. And Force is on the Auto Club stage, and he's like, well, you know, we got a top fuel dragster, and Brittany's probably going to start racing that next year. And Dave and I were just like, well, I guess we got to go dust off that top fuel dragster release.
Yeah, see, it was like Steven, Josh Hart, spelled like a heart on your body. I love doing that. Sorry. Pointed to me, told me where he's going in a photo he signed for me at Innis. See what I'm saying? Even Josh Hart couldn't stand to not tell people where he's going.
And that's just the whole deal. Is there? And at that point in Innis, there was so much chaos in Josh Hart's world.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that he could manage all this, I can't wait to see Josh Hart in 2026. He will be a completely different person. He will have the weight of the world off of his shoulders.
Yeah,
he'll be in a killer top fuel dragster. You know. And it's just going to be so much fun because you can already tell he did an interview for the PRI Trade Motorsports seminar this week. Great. Joe was the MC or interviewer. You could just tell just his whole demeanor is the weight of the world is off his shoulders.
Yeah. Listen, I'm looking for I have this job at the boathouse because I don't want to adult anymore. I'm getting ready to have to do all my taxes for 150 1099 employees. That it takes like an entire month to do this because, oh no, I moved. Do you have to do? I go, sit. If you idiots don't give me a W-9, I can't do anything for you. That's not my problem. But I'm just I just want to go work for somebody and come home. Yeah, and let it be their problem. Hey, by the way, here it is. So I don't know if you guys got a job. I'm open.
It was funny there. You know, as like the business owner, like there was a while when I was just straight up just self-employed. I didn't have like an LLC. And I had like 11 1099s. And it was just a nightmare. And then I got did that for like 2 years. And then I got a job working for Beckett and went to like one W-2.
Yeah.
And it was like it was like the best thing ever. It was just like, I just have one W-2.
I did get smart, though. This year, I put everything on an American Express card. All business expenses went on that. So I'm hoping this year when I print out this probably Bible of expenses and just send it to my accountant, like, here you go. Enjoy. That's where they all came from. Yeah. But then my wife pays people through Venmo sometimes. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. So, Zelle, just stuff coming into your account.
It's like, Zelle's coming in. NHRA pays me on ACH. And it's like... My wife's like, hey, did you get paid for the St. Louis race? I go, I don't know. It comes in. You're supposed to look at, what do you want me to work?
Yeah. You want me to work and track my money?
No, come on. I have people for that. I'm a big time guy.
So we'll do the PRI show next week, and I'm going to do it live from PRI. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to roam, and it's going to be chaos. He's going to find people. He's going to find drivers, and he's going to be our man on the street. Yeah.
And I bet we'll get Joe to and there's Keith Kaufman giving a shout out to Bob Wilbur's book, which reminds me he's got some things going on in Paintsville, Kentucky next week.
Okay.
So that's a good reminder to get Bob Wilbur's new book. This is his fourth book, Forever Highlanders. So
okay. Beautiful. So you're going to be there. Joe will probably be coming in from somewhere, whether on his way to PRI or at PRI. I forget. So it'll be your normal cast of characters, and I want you to find like the best thing at PRI too. Yeah. Just like, all right, if you have, you guys need this new product or whatever it is. I'm sure Joe found Foggett and all that stuff at PRI.
Yeah, but I'll try to post up somewhere where they got some cool stuff, whether it's TMS Titanium or there's guys that are making all kinds of crazy stuff out there.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Stuff. We love it. All right, well, very good. We're going to end the show a couple minutes early today because we just, it's
when we got good content, we'll go long. When we don't have good content, we're not going to waste your time.
Right, exactly. We have things to do. You have things to do. We appreciate you guys coming on and watching us and having a good time. Next week, PRI will be there. It's going to be great. And enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Happy holidays. You get those Christmas ornaments up, get your tree up, everything up. Yeah, let's go.
All that good stuff. All right. Later.
All right,
Thanks everybody for watching.
See you later, boys and girls.